What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the stream. It is a beautiful Sunday evening over here in the East Coast USA where I'm at. Hope everyone else has had a good weekend so far, but we are going to be back with some more awesome 40K on TTS. Hope everyone's psyched in the chat. This is the Pod 8 finals. We've had a ton of finals this week. We've kind of gotten to the end of the glut of pods that we had start up just a month ago, and those are all closing up this week. So we just had both the Pod 6 and Pod 7 finals this weekend, as well as two Pod 12 semifinals on Friday. It's been a crazy weekend for TTS 40K, but I hope everyone is ready to watch this game. This is going to be between, looks like the players have not put their name. Only one of the players has put their name on the score sheet so far. So it's going to be rhcpzephyr in the red, playing Dark Angels. We have seen him on the table in the semifinals match against rhcpzephyr, where he was able to clutch out a victory with his hero Talon Master, killing a Doomsday Arc in melee to win the game. Absolute insanity at the end of the game there. Versus Maverick 257, also known as Apostle of Ruin, over here in the blue, playing his trademark Imperial Soup. Alongside with all three major flavors of Imperium, we have Astra Militarum bringing in the double tank commanders, as well as Adeptus Mechanicus to get that indirect fire going, and all of these sick command points from this Rusty 17 here, as well as the Big Spice. A big Raptors detachment. He doesn't like me to call them Raptors. They are just Raven Guard successors. There's no Lyasisodon in this list, so he's not using Raptors keyword. But, I mean, let's be real. We all know that they're Raptors, so calm down, everyone. Over on the other side of the table, it looks like Maverick 257 is deploying right now, so we'll go over rhcpzephyr's list real quick. Dark Angel and sort of a combined arms Dark Angel list, bringing in detachments or units from all three branches. We got the old Green Marines, as well as a unit of Deathwing, 2 units of Deathwing, and then a bunch of Ravenwing to bring in some bikers as well. rhcpzephyr's list is a pretty unique one. It has a battalion with, it's not a battalion, it is a brigade. It's bringing in 3 5-man intercessor squads with bolt rifles, 3 5-man scout squads with bolt guns. To fill out the troops allotment, we have Asmodai, just as a souped-up chaplain over here, as well as Belial and a Talon Master to fill out the HQ requirements. Belial, obviously, super buffing all of these Deathwing units in the list as well. And then a Ravenwing Talon Master, as we've seen many times in the past in the series. Talon Masters are just good by themselves. You don't really need to bring them to do anything specific. They just have a billion shots. They are character protection, so they can't really be attacked back. And they ignore cover, and they're just a high reliability. What's up? Looks like the players are messing with the board. Oh, did you unlock the board? Okay. All right. Well, we'll have to go fix that. I think I will have to set myself back in here.
Is this where we go into the sound bank and say this wouldn't be a T5S2 stream without technical difficulty?
Technical difficulty. And then you bring in
that only works if it's my fault.
No. Oh no, why are you doing this?
So do we just get like an overlay that says like thanks guys?
Yeah. Good job, team.
Way to go. It's sinking. Slowly.
Oh, weird. It's like off center.
Yeah, it's still a little.
Oop, that was weird.
Do you see all your guys?
Yes.
They're like, it's like that scene from X-Men.
Yes. Oh
The
gosh.
dude sprinting at full speed.
Okay. Fixed. We're good.
Should do it.
Trevi's a guy. Trevi's awesome and a god, and we should say thank you every day.
Cool. Hope that doesn't. Yeah. These tanks up in the air, upside down. Amazing. All right. So that's your daily reminder. Everyone in the chat, don't unlock the table in the BCB map base. That's
I've never seen this
it's I think our
before.
third game this week where the table's been unlocked.
Yeah, this looks pretty epic though.
And yeah, it is an interesting. It is an interesting reaction when it springs up.
Just pop into the sky.
Yeah. Looks like we've lost some of the ruin bases. Might have to go.
Oh, your thunder fires also floating in space.
Well, it can't be charged.
Yeah.
Big brain move there, right, buddy?
Okay, that should be good. Almost.
This guy's still...
Uh-oh. Yep.
There we go.
Okay, I think
Trevi fixed it.
we did it. We have all the ruins back.
Trevi, you're my hero. Have I said that before?
Okay. I'm gonna switch myself back to spectator here.
What if we need you again?
I
Don't. is what
might,
you're
yeah. Don't mess up. All right, good luck, everyone.
It's a
You'll
chat
need it,
funny.
apparently.
Yeah, no
We'll get you
kidding.
back in here in 20 minutes with another mess up.
Oh, perfect.
I'm missing the aggressor. Where's the aggressor?
Okay, everyone. Pro tip of the day: don't unlock the map base. Jesus. Yeah. So a little bit of a recreation of our Pod 6 finals where that happened also. So I think these people play through a whole tournament on TTS and haven't learned not to unlock that piece yet. But there you go. Painful do-over. Yeah, that would have been the ultimate punishment. Is okay, everyone, we're gonna roll the first turn and objective placement. We're gonna do that again, and Maverick we have to roll to go first again because Maverick did already win, which is a big part of his game plan, is winning the roll to go first. Well, let's get my tools out of here. All right, we're back to talking about this Dark Angels list. Oh boy. So we talked about the HQ, we talked about the troops. Let's get into the elites. There's a lot of elites in this particular list. Spearheaded by this massive congregation of Deathwing. We have a Deathwing Ancient with his cool little Feel No Pain banner. We have a unit of 10 Deathwing Knights, along with their flail guy and 9 attendant mace guys. Just a pretty solid melee unit. Effectively assault terminators that have a couple extra abilities. We also have there's a Watcher in the Dark attached to that unit as well, and a standard Deathwing Terminator squad to come in and use that Deathwing assault rule to fire when they come out of Deep Strike. So they get 2 rounds of shooting the turn that they come out, and they'll probably be in. They will almost certainly be in their tactical doctrine, so they will get the +1 AP on all of their this massive swath of bolt gun shots that they're going to pop out. But that is, I believe it's a full 10-man, sure looks like it. And we have a power sword on the unit leader, as well as a Watcher in the Dark attached to that unit, and a Cyclone missile launcher on the heavy weapons guy. We also have 3 just standard attack bikes with heavy bolters, just to fill out the fast attack requirements for the brigade. And last but not least, 3 eliminator squads to fill out the heavy support. So a little light on guns, if I do say so myself, for a Dark Angels list. We have the intercessors are going to be probably doing some pretty solid damage with their bolt guns. And I do really like these intercessor models, actually. These are sort of definitely non-standard, not the normal models that intercessors use, but I do like them quite a bit. But we do have the Talonmaster to contribute some firepower while keeping safe. And we have the Eliminators squads that can put out pretty significant damage and potentially just contribute some indirect fire with their Executioner rounds. And then what we've seen our rhcpzephyr do in the past is use his attack bikes as a quick sort of throwaway screening unit that he doesn't really care much for. They're 37 points apiece. You don't really have to be invested in these guys, and they're going to they can take the center of the table and give up kills early so that your opponent's not able to get them later, and then for the most part just be a solid screen. We also have I didn't mention a Ravenwing Apothecary in the elites slot as well of the brigade. And he's in here not only to just do apothecary things and bring his plasma talon to bear, but also he's in here to use alongside the combined assault stratagem, which will allow him to teleport one of these Terminator squads within 6 inches of the apothecary rather than the normal 9 inches away from enemies. Or, excuse me, outside 6 inches of enemies instead of the 9 inches, as long as they teleport within 6 inches of a Ravenwing biker. So it works on the attack bikes. However, the attack bikes are pretty easy to kill, but the apothecary does have character protection, so he's a lot harder to take out. And as we've seen in the past, we did see this in pod 1, and we've seen it in the semifinals in this pod. You can combo that with their move twice stratagem. So this guy can move 34 inches and then bounce off a unit of Terminators from his position. Usually dropping in the Deathwing Terminators using their Deathwing Assault to fire their all their weapons and clear out additional screeners, and then drop in the Deathwing Knights to get the optimal charge. Pretty cool combo, but it is a bit of a one trick. There's not much other beef in the list besides these Terminators, so you need the Terminator charge to go off without a hitch. And unfortunately, as we'll talk about right now, Maverick 257, aka Apostle of Ruin, has a lot of screening units in his army, which I think could do a pretty good job of making sure that his armor isn't engaged at all by these big stompy Terminator boys. So let's go over to Apostle of Ruin's army real quick here. I did mention before, it is a triple battalion, so running in at the immense 18 CP. His first battalion is a Styges Admech battalion with 3 units of Skitarii Rangers, as well as 2 Scorpius Disintegrators and 2 Tech Priest Engineers. Almost a bare bones, Rusty 17, and we have brought in these 2 Disintegrators to add some pretty solid indirect fire to the list. Scorpius Disintegrators are never a bad thing to bring along. They have a solid gun, they have some pretty decent direct fire shooting, and only for 111 points with this loadout is pretty good, especially the energy cannon on the top there is pretty solid at knocking down knocking down Space Marines that they're going to fire. These -1 AP, ignore cover, 2 flat damage shots are going to knock intercessors out, which every successful wound that goes through their armor. We also have an Astra Militarum, basically loyal 32. So we're going through all of the old faithfuls of the Imperium's CP generating battalions here. We have 30 guardsmen, 3 units of 10 infantry squads, just with las guns. The sergeant in each of those squads, interestingly, has a bolt gun, which is pretty fun. We're also bringing 2 astropaths, as well as filling out the HQ selections with a company commander to order the infantry squads around, and then 2 tank commanders. 1 tank commander bringing the battle cannon and a heavy bolter. This is an Emperor's First Tank Company, so that is going to have Relic battle cannon, the Hammer of Sundrance, to come in with a flat 3 damage on his battle cannon, very solid. And we are also bringing a little bit of spiciness here. We're bringing in a Demolisher Cannon tank commander, and looks like we have used the tank aces on this guy to give him a additional save. We've also brought this. I should mention as well, this Astra Militarum detachment is custom regiment doctrine. What are you doing over here? Custom doctrine, custom regiment, bringing in the doctrines of gunnery experts and spotter details. That gives effectively the Catachan bonus for random numbers of shots on the weapons, so you can re-roll one of the dice when determining those shots, which makes these battle cannons a lot more consistent. And then additionally, the gunnery the spotter details, adds 6 inches to their range. So at least this Demolisher Cannon is not going to be quite as short range as it normally is, which helps a lot, especially since this is basically one of the highest damage output units almost in the entire half of the Imperium, the options that the Imperium has here. I did mention 2 Astropaths in this list, probably to bring Night Shroud and Psychic Barrier. Looks like they are hanging out back here to buff up those tanks, which is pretty solid, and we have those Engine Seers that can help repair them as well. So very focused on these this armor to deal sustained damage over the course of the game, but we have a big big Alpha Strike capability in this list from its Raven Guard Successor Detachment, which is bringing in a Hungry for Battle and Long Range Marksman alongside, wait for it, a 5-man or a 6-man Aggressor Squad and a 6-man Assault Centurion Squad. So, or excuse me, 5-man Assault Centurion Squad. So just these 2 big 1-2 punch Raptors units or Raven Guard Successor units. One of which can forward deploy with Master of Ambush. The other one can just use the pre-game movement ability that Raven Guard have to shuffle up the table before the game starts. But it does look like rhcpzephyr pretty aware of what these Raven Guard could potentially do and screening out pretty hardcore here, which I do appreciate. You do have to watch out that these aggressors could potentially... I should open up my... Oops. That's not what I wanted to do. These aggressors could potentially jump in on one of the sides of the table edges, and then because their pregame movement only requires them to end outside 9 inches, they could... potentially be pregame moved to get into his deployment zone and get into a really awkward position. But it looks like rhcpzephyr, excuse me, has screened this out pretty well. He's screened out the actual deployment back to here, and then used his attack bikes to screen out their final movement. So they would have to go around. He might be able to get the aggressors behind this wall, but that's not really what Maverick is trying to do with those guys. He really wants to get in and deal a crippling amount of damage early, and then close the game out from there with his big guns. But it is going to be an interesting matchup because it is a mirror match between these two sort of... I guess Maverick is more of an Alpha Strike, less of a Deep Strike army. He's actually not using these Deep Strike stratagem to drop the Centurions in. That's a lot of times what you see with the Raptors list, but this one is just using them as a first turn punch alongside the aggressors. But our rhcpzephyr probably hoping to follow up with the Terminators and clear those guys out before moving into the armor. I think that Maverick has enough infantry that he'll be able to screen out rhcpzephyr's deep strikes on turn 2, so I don't think that we're going to see good deep strikes out of the Terminators. I wonder if the Terminators will just end up having to commit into the heavy infantry from the Raptors and clear those guys out, and then unfortunately have to foot slog across the table, which I think is a losing proposition for them. Zephyr making the decision to put these Eliminators on top of this wall here. A little bit of an interesting one. That opens them up to turn 1 shooting. Probably not from the Centurions, but at least from these battle cannons and the small arms fire from the Scorpius Disintegrators. Oh, excuse me, I think I might have... I definitely didn't realize this immediately, but this is actually Maverick's scout squad that's coming from his Raptors battalion. So that he did force back a lot of the pre-deployment, the forward deployment from the Dark Angel scouts, so this might actually be a little bit awkward for them. So it looks like he's using his pre-game move on the Centurions now, and we're going to see some heavy damage here, I think, from these guys. They're going to get to pregame move with the Warlord trait for Swift and Deadly. they are going to be able to advance and charge, so they can potentially do another advance if they want to. They wouldn't be able to shoot their bolt guns, but they would be able to shoot their flamers. They could clear these guys out and then try to get a charge into the intercessors, who looks like are up against the wall here. And unfortunately, without his Terminators on the table, Zephyr doesn't have any counterpunch. And with the amount of indirect fire that Maverick has, he does have the ability to turn one table here, or turn two table before the Terminators come in. I almost wonder if I would rather have seen a Terminator squad deployed on the table. You could do something interesting, like deploy them in this corner, and then leave their teleport homer. Assuming that they have, I'm not sure if Dark Angel's Terminators have a teleport homer ability, but I will double check that. But potentially you could leave the teleport homer in a more relevant position, where it was unlikely or impossible for the Centurions to get to. You could leave it here maybe, and I don't think that there's an opportunity for Maverick to get models there. And then when the Terminators come in, or the Centurions come in, you can deep strike the Terminators here. Outside 9 inches of them, which is it's not great, but it's better than potentially not being able to drop them in if everything dies, which I think might be a possibility, which is a little awkward. This is going to be a brutal turn 1. Obviously, this Raptors list benefits a ton from going first, and we're about to see that. How's it going, everybody in the chat? Thank you guys for joining us this Sunday afternoon. Alan Foster, hope you are well and staying safe as well. Uriel Ventress, who is player 1. That would be Dan. That is going to be the Raptors, or the Imperium soup here. A little unfortunately for Zephyr, I guess. You really want to be going first into this Imperium list. But so far, every game we've seen on stream of Mavericks has been him going first. All 2 of them. That is. It would be interesting to see how his list play is going second, but it does sort of dominate the table going first, which is an interesting dynamic. Shuma's in the chat here. What's up, man? How's it going? In fairness, this isn't pure Raptors. It's I actually think this list is better than pure Raptors, if I do say so myself, because you still have the ability to do Raptors things. You can drop these Assault Centurions in on the table if you need to, and you can forward deploy the aggressors, as we're seeing right here. But this is Imperium Zoop, and it brings a lot of Astra Militarum guns to the table as well. Alongside these with these 2 tank commanders, as well as a NADMEC detachment with 2 Scorpius disintegrators. So it doesn't play quite the same game as the Raptor Centurions, where if their Alpha Strike goes sour and they get screened out properly, they could potentially just lose. I imagine this list also has a much better chance when it's going second as well, over a standard style Raptors list, which is just dropping 2 or 3 units of Centurions on you. This list, can hide the tank commanders and play a peekaboo game, and also hit your opponent at range. I also think that comboing the Centurions or the Raptors detachment with these long-range guns, I did mention this in the semifinals game, but I do think that it has a big effect, a great effect, because it, just make sure you're not within an inch there, because it forces your opponent to deploy so defensively and to give you things to kill by screening. A lot of times into an Astra Militarum gun line, you deploy aggressively, as long as you can hide behind line of sight blockers and then push up the table immediately afterwards. You can get to grips with them, and if you deal with their linebacker units, you're okay. But this list, you cannot deploy on the line. If you deploy on the line going second into this Raptors list, even going first potentially, if they're able to deploy their Centurions in a defensive position where they can be relatively far up the table, or just deep strike them, that also works too. If you deploy aggressively and you get annihilated by all of these heavy infantry, like the game's over, So I like the combination of the 2 detachments in that it gives it forces your opponent back, and that opens space between your opponent's heavy hitters and your guns. And a lot of times the Centurions will just trade for everything that can threaten the tank commanders, and the tank commanders will dominate the game, turn 3 onwards. I don't. Maverick was mentioning it before, and I don't know if he caught it on. It was before he started streaming, but I think he mentioned that he hasn't played a single game where his aggressors or his Centurions have survived, which sounds about right. I think there is a pretty reasonable chance that they all immediately die as soon as the game starts, but they do get to hit you first, and really get stuck in, do a bunch of damage. Van X and Ekron, can I explain why he's moving backwards instead of forwards? I'm not sure. I don't. I am not sure that I understand the question. These guys. This is Maverick's deployment zone, and he is moving forward towards Zephyr's deployment zone, who is on this side. These are all Maverick's units, and so they are going forward. Nick Rose, quick question: what happens after you win a pod? It's very happy days. You get a bunch of points, and once the pod is entered into BCP, it will reflect in your standings. And it will take the top 16 or the top 32 for the Invitational in August. Zephyr has highlighted all of his units to keep them distinct. It is Raven Guard versus Dark Angels, so there are some very dark color schemes fighting each other with wing motifs on them. So I understand how it could be confusing. But all of the highlighted units, so these scouts and the bikers here, and everyone in this building, including the Talon Master, those are all Zephyr's units. And everyone who isn't highlighted on this side is in Maverick's team. So I think, unfortunately, I don't know what Zephyr rolled on his deployment zones, but I think this is potentially the worst deployment zone that he could play into this matchup in. I think even, you want to shoot for, even on the long table edge deployment zones, which you don't want against this Raptors detachment. Even Dawn of War, I think, gives you a better chance because these guys are just farther back. They're just a little bit farther back. The lines are just enough farther apart that it makes the alpha strike a little bit harder and opens up more space for you to screen. And then you really want to fight for the short table edge deployments. Search and Destroy can be awkward, and that might have been the other pick, because these guys can redeploy. If you're in a Search and Destroy deployment like this, the aggressors can redeploy here and just walk into your deployment zone, it's very hard to screen out that whole table edge. But I think it's better than Frontline in this case. This is a really awkward situation for Zephyr. And I mentioned before, there is the firepower on Maverick's side of the table to turn to table Zephyr here, and I hope we don't see that happen, because I would like to see these Deathwing Terminators get in, and I'd like to see these Terminators get in and mix it up with these guys, but it is, we could see it. Ethan Wellner, I'm in pod 18 now. You may have to win one, place well, another one. Nick Rose. No, there's an unlimited number of pods. There will be pods as long as people sign up for pods. Right now we're at 18. Pod 18 starts tomorrow. And we have 2 rapid fire pods. Rapid fire pod 1 just launched its final round today, and it will have we'll have that one probably wrapped up Monday as well. And then rapid fire pod 2 looks like it's about halfway filled, and just waiting for the last couple people to register before we launch that one. Rapid fire pods are a little bit different than the standard pods. The standard pods you get in through the pod wait lists that are in the Discord. Rapid fire pods, they have a small entry fee, but we also have a prize for the winner that the entry fee goes to, and those just are 3-round events, and they just launch as soon as they're full, and they only last 1 week. So you play all 3 games in a week. So if anybody is looking for new pods to join and doesn't want to jump on the wait list, you can jump on those. There are the events go up on BCP, on Best Coast Pairings, but there is a join a rapid fire pod channel in the Discord, and every time there's a new rapid fire pod, it will launch from there. We'll post up in there. And it does look like Maverick is kind of going for the throat here.
Okay, so
He's sending his Scorpius right up in the center to make use of their
everything in my army that has moved. No, these guys are gonna move.
to make use of their direct fire weapons. So they do have stubbers in a rocket launcher on each one. Usually is the Scorpius Disintegrator you usually see sort of as an indirect fire piece, but it does have a reasonable amount of shooting. Direct fire shooting that they are going to be able to bring to bear. And I wonder if the goal here is to scythe through all of these screens and then get good charges. We do have Hungry for Battle, so +1 to advance and charge for all of these Raven Guard here. Get good charges with these 2 units. If we see these guys get in on the red team here, we maybe see the captain go in and try to lock up the characters. Then these guys get in with a double fight and have a solid chance at killing basically everyone. Shuma, you can't advance and fire in a rapid fire pod. Yeah, that's true. But you do get to play twice as many games if you're within half range of your opponent. So
Yep.
there you go.
So we're gonna put night shot on the Demolisher
So we're casting some psychics.
on a 6. It goes off, and then Psychic Bear goes off. So he's got +1, -1. Save. You hit. Shooting phase. Each tank commander is going to give themselves the order to they're going to give themselves the order to reroll 1s. Purple squad is going to move. 10.
Take a look at the while Maverick's doing his shooting phase. We'll take a look at the secondaries real quick here. Looks like Maverick has picked the Reaper. It's a pretty solid one. You can certainly max that with 30 or 15 wounds off these guys, plus 30 off these intercessors. It's 45, plus 40 available from the Terminators. You do have to kill almost all of the Dark Angel's army here. He'll probably get a couple wounds off these attack bikes as well to max it out. But I don't think that he's going to have an issue killing all of his infantry. The Terminators might stand up to a bit, but it depends on whether or not they get into melee and can get good wraps. And then now it looks like he's moving out his guardsman here to score recon, his maneuver secondary. Pretty good one if you're going first. It's usually pretty easy to do, especially if you have units that can double move like these infantry squads. And then his last one, Headhunter. So hoping to just kill all of the Raven Guard characters, basically looking to table a Raven Guard player, and I think that's going to be the game plan. Nick Rose, Dan going first is such a huge benefit for his type of army. I agree. I was mentioning before, I think I would like to see what happens when his army goes second. He did mention to me, I was talking to him before his semifinals game. He mentioned to me that he has a higher win percentage going second, but usually scores lower, which makes a lot of sense to me. Going first, you do have to kind of put all of your cards on the table, and if it goes poorly for you, you could and your opponent's able to blast out and engage the guns. I could definitely see it going downhill very quickly. But then again, I imagine it seems to me the game becomes much easier if you're,
can put their shots in the scouts.
Cool.
15 shots. Unless I'm playing Nick. All right, 4s. No rerolls. And these are winning on 4s. So there you go. Armor saves.
What are these 3?
Yep. The next squad of intercessors are going to shoot them as well.
Cool.
These are when hitting on 4s, rerolling 1s because captain.
So they can advance and shoot their rapid fire?
They should have the audible rifles.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Should. Oh, they don't. Son of a bitch. Put those back. Put those back. That's my bad. I'm used to. I tweaked it. I'm sorry.
You're good.
Well, son of a bitch. So the aggressors are going to go there.
Bit of a misplay
So are the
there.
other 3 guys still here?
Yeah,
Or-
same. Put those
Okay.
guys back. That's my apologies.
Yeah, his intercessor squads have standard
the
bolt rifles.
aggressors are
Looks
gonna
like
go there.
he's playing them as auto bolt
Yeah.
rifles, but that is not right.
That should do it.
That's entirely my.
Whoopsies. Nick Rose says this list dies every time going second. Well, I'm glad to hear that.
22. 3s.
We see Raven Guard win the roll to go first a lot, and a very huge proportion of the time.
4s to win.
Which is, for a 50-50 chance
And
seems
then I
to
have
happen
36
a lot.
more if these doesn't kill them.
There they go.
Okay, cool. Cool. All right. Scorpius Disintegrator is putting the D6 shots into green.
Eliminators.
Yep.
Cool. I guess the problem there would be, can your base fit through there?
Well, they can advance too. The scouts can charge.
Oh, yeah, they could charge too. Yeah, for sure.
I'm just trying to measure distance and see if I want to. It's a 4-inch charge there. So, all right, yeah, we're gonna put green and the indirect fire from the sky into here, and stubbers here.
Cool.
So stubbers into the Ravenwing bike. 3s, rear 1s.
Ew.
5s to win. 3 armor saves.
1 goes through.
3d3 into the eliminator. It's going to be 7 shots, 8 shots. Definitely put it into the. These are 1 on 3s, but I'm AP 1, and you're
2 up.
1 up. Yeah. So 1 dies,
Yeah, that 1 guy.
and then D6 shots. Gonna be 5, 3s, and then 1 on 3s. So 2 saves at AP2. So 3 ups.
That's a 3. Yeah. How much damage?
D3.
Uh-oh. Yeah.
That is dead. That's the squad.
1 squad.
Okay, we're gonna go here. He's gonna put his stubbers in the indirect fire there.
Okay.
And then the D6 shots there. Wait, yeah. No, let's not do that. We'll come back to him. I'm gonna put the Demolisher cannon into the top blue eliminator.
Cool.
And the plasma to this guy right here. Plasma there, and then the heavy bolter here. So blue's going Demolisher cannon going into eliminators.
Okay.
2d6. I'll reroll both of them.
Give me them 1s. It's the same thing.
Yep. So these are hitting on 3s.
Somehow.
These are wounding with 2s.
What's
Let's
AP
do some
here?
awkward eliminator
So,
placement from
4
Zephyr
ups.
here.
Loves it.
And looked like he
That's a problem.
placed
They're
2
4 ups
of
then,
each
right?
unit on the
Yep.
center.
Yeah. So how much? Just 1 each.
No, it's T6.
D6.
That
okay, so
not only opens them to
First one
shooting
is
Yeah.
5.
because they're
2 dead.
inside line of sight, but it also means that if you're able to kill,
Then plasma into the Raven Wing.
if you're able to overkill the Scud with a single shooting attack, you
2d3,
kill all 3 instead of
6,
just killing the
hitting on
ones on
3s,
top
roll
in line of
ones.
sight. So you could lose more by accident.
I should also have
Probably
another 4
won't
shots.
matter,
'cause I'm
but
stupid.
it feels a little inefficient to me because you open up the
Reroll
opportunity
ones.
for these Centurions to, for example, just light up and
3
because they ignore
swoon.
cover, really kill an entire 3-man really easily. Maybe even 2.
AP3 on the 3 of
So,
them.
6 ups. Because we got cover.
Yep.
2 did.
No, it was into this guy.
Oh, okay. So they would be 6 ups anyways. So
So it's dead, right?
was he
Because 2 go through. 2 go through.
2 damage each?
Plasma
Oh,
charge.
yeah.
Heavy bolter into the scouts. 2 hit, 3 swoon. 1 save at AP1. So 4 up.
4 up. Yeah. Cool. 1 dead.
Good talk. Good talk.
Another
This
thing I'm
guy is
worried
going to
about
put his
is
2d6 shots into that.
this apothecary being too close.
And
The apothecary
I
might
don't think I can
be
see you.
able to survive
Blast cannon
if he's
into
able
the
to hide
eliminators
it in
too.
the back or even just put it in a corner.
So red will be battle cannon. Roll number shots.
It, might be open to
The-
indirect fire, but it's
The red
unlikely
eliminators, I'm
that
guessing.
Yeah,
a single
one that I can
disintegrator
still
kills
see.
that guy.
So still 7.
But the issue is that you lose your ability to combine assault if that apothecary
hitting
is
on
dead.
threes,
So
roll
he's
ones.
got to be kind of your number one
4
guy
battle
there. If you
cannon,
want to keep
or
him
last
alive.
cannon, and then wounding on 2s. So the red or AP2, that is AP3.
Okay, so
They're dead. They're just dead.
they gone.
It's flat 3 damage. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the issue. We just
Alright,
saw it
so
there with
I'm
the
gonna put
eliminators placed like that.
all my
Only
direct
one was
fire
in line of sight,
into that guy.
and the battle cannon was able to kill the entire
From,
unit.
uh,
Whereas if he just deployed one unit back here, he forces Maverick to dedicate his
Okay,
indirect
so, yeah,
fire to
all
the base
my
guys
direct fire is going
because
into
none of
this
the direct
Raven
fire
Wing
would be
bike.
able to target them. And,
And
it
this
is
guy is going to put his indirect fire into that Raven Wing bike.
it's not 100% that they kill them because you can just make 4
All right.
saves if you want to.
We'll start with stubbers just to make it simple. 3s, real 1s. 5s into the Raven Wing bike. 3 armor saves on him.
Oof. You're down to 1. That was this one on the right,
Decent.
right?
Yep. And then 6 shots into him as well. Probably dead. Probably. Rolling incredibly hot. One
Nope.
save. It's AP2, so he's dead.
Yeah, he gone.
And then 3d3 into the one in the corner that's hiding. I'm not calling him a coward or cipher, but you know what I mean. Okay.
Ugh.
8 shots, hitting on
Rough.
3s, reroll 1s. Winning on 3s. So you will still be in cover.
Yep,
So you're at 3 up.
-2, right? Or -1.
-1, so 3 ups. So take 2. I don't like this, sir. I don't like this, Sam. I am. All right.
Hey man, you got rid of the eliminators. I'd say that's a win.
I have to go for it. The centerfire cannon is going to fire on green. These guys.
Longship Loft, hit up Nick Rose in this chat room.
48.
He's a pretty good
It's
GSP guy.
63.
Oh, is it? Yeah.
I
Okay.
can't give you too much help
More
without knowing the
normal.
specifics.
Hitting on 2s. And winning on
And
3.
given that I've never played GSE in my life.
So 3 saves at AP1. So on force. Very. It's like a 5-inch charge. Yeah, it's a 5-inch charge. All right, cool. I believe that is actually literally all my shooting, except this Qatari, which don't have vibes on anything. So
you didn't
One ship left.
these guys
Are you
did,
playing
and they
with
can't see
GSE or
anything, and
against
they can't see
GSE?
Either
anything.
way. So charges.
Charges. These scouts are going to declare a charge on
Okay,
these
this
scouts.
is important. Here we go.
Can Overwatch.
Yeah. Pachoo.
Hey.
I think I get Grim Resolve in Overwatch.
Yep,
It's
you did not move.
shooting, right?
Yep, you didn't move. Yep.
Yeah. Ah, well.
Let's double check that.
1
Just-
save.
Yeah.
4 up. Good.
Yeah.
That's
You sure do get Grim Resolve in
Scout
Overwatch.
battle.
Pretty good.
7.
Yeah.
Which is a 9. So first guy is going to be a sergeant, and he's going to go there.
So it looked like Maverick making a good move here.
Gotta
He's using
give
his
myself
charges
enough
to
room
set
to
up
get
his screens.
Big
to
fatty.
drain it.
enemy.
Yeah, if I need to.
Trying to send units as
That's
far
outside of
this way, and I imagine
Yep, it's
this
in
way
Persia.
as
Cool.
possible.
Yep.
So that he's able
Alrighty.
to secure recon, but that means they're able to drive farther across the table and
Yep.
potentially
Centurions are going to
keep
declare
Terminators off of the tanks and off of
the
the
captain is
Centurions
going to
in the
declare a
late
charge
game,
on everything within 12
if
inches.
it gets to that point. I think
Cool.
I do like the.
He has
not
that
to mention
fancy
he's
warlord
gonna
trait.
grab
I
this
forgot what
as
it's
well,
called.
but I do
Yeah,
like
This to say no to
the
Overwatch.
play to
Right. I'm pretty sure that's the exact wording.
to push to the corners just in case he needs
So
it.
he's going 8 inches.
Even if this fight goes poorly and Zephyr rolls every single 6 and Maverick rolls 0 armor saves,
Popping right in the center there.
if he's able to force those Terminators out, behind these ruins or something like that, where they're
So-
never going to be able to take part in the game, it
Is
doesn't
it worth the
matter
command point?
how well his Alpha Strike goes, because he's going to be able to screen his opponent out of being able to interact.
Yeah.
And
he's gonna
we'll eventually just win on primaries, regardless of
plop them
whether or
there.
not those Terminators survive.
The Centurions are going to declare a charge on everything in 12, including the Talon Master, which I'm not going to declare a charge on the Talon Master.
Okay.
So I believe we said that I am.
So Centurion's not declaring the Talon Master. I don't know if the captain
Fine,
did,
just
but the
wait.
captain looks like we'll probably be able to bang the Ravenwing
Oh, I'm sorry,
Apothecary
just
out,
so I need a 5 on the dice.
Yeah.
Roll 4.
which is pretty bad for Zephyr. If he loses that model, the game could be going
definitely goes to
downhill
the reroll
pretty
that.
quickly. That said, if he's not able to get enough fighters into the
6 inches.
Talon Master, at least he's not dead this turn, but I don't imagine that a 2-wound attack bike and a single Talon Master are going to be able to survive
Only there.
for another full round and allow those Terminators to come in.
Right.
We might be seeing a quick game here. Which is a little unfortunate. Luke in chat, disgusted by all these servants of the false emperor. Well, there's only one army is full of servants of the false emperor, and it's this Imperium army. With all these brave Astromilus Harem soldiers, all these brave raptors,
Good.
operators. The other army is obviously made up entirely of heretic Astartes, as we can see by their
wanna do
heretical
that.
iconography on their
No,
shoulder
I don't
pads.
want to do that. I'm just going to push in there. I'm sorry.
Worries.
Look at these
aggressors
symbols
are
of
gonna
the
declare
Chaos
everything
Gods right
12
here.
inches,
Look at
including
this.
the Green Scouts.
Look at this garbage.
Cool. So I got 6 shots there, probably.
Traitors.
Yep.
Come out. We got
5
a hit.
to wound. 5.
Nada.
Charge. We're going 6, 7, 8.
So the aggressors looks like I made it into these scouts. And we'll kill them in short order.
Rolled an 8.
Maybe looking for
Yes.
maybe looking for a chain over. This seems a little
7,
awkward. It does have to go around the base
2.5.
here of the chaplain.
5.5.
Shuma, yeah, these heretics most likely I think will not be here by turn 3 for sure. Which is too bad. But I think they're gonna get slaughtered in this little building.
Okay, cool.
But maybe we'll see some transhumans come out
The intercessors are going to
that stumble these centurions. Hopefully we can have a character left by turn 2 to have let Zephyr make a swing back. I think.
So I need a 6 on the dice, and then they're just going to clear everything in 12 because everything else is based or.
It looks like everyone but Asmodai and the Talon Master in this eliminator.
Or not based. Yeah, the eliminator is technically. I'm sorry, the eliminator is technically good to fire. If you want to fire.
That's true. At all of these guys, right?
Yeah, if you want to roll
So,
down the line.
we'll go with the captain. Mrs. Centurions.
Centurions.
Yeah. Mrs.
Aggressors. Misses, and now intercessors.
Now these intercessors. Look at them go. Oh, did you roll a 10 over there?
Yeah, 12.
Yeah.
Maverick does have did have the option to, counter deploy against this list. I wonder with the position of, or excuse me, Zephyr did
6 on the dice.
with the position of Maverick scouts up
He's
along the center
gonna
to
choose
deny
to
this area to
charge
him.
everything but the eliminator.
I wonder if he just gives up objective 2.
Hey yo.
That's weird.
Okay.
Well, this is the first turn.
This is a.
I wonder if he just gives up objective 2 and fights for.
Cool. Good talk.
Yeah, that everybody, I believe.
Yep.
Apologies, everyone.
So, did you want
to
to heroic? These are based, so you can't intervene.
Right.
I wonder if he just sort of deploys in this corner here
within an inch of my captain.
and tries to deny this alpha strike as much as possible. Unfortunately, he has to race out and grab 2, but he has those attack bikes to do it. He has, he might not lose.
And you
everything.
declared him anyways, so I don't know if I really would want to do that.
I don't think your base is an inch wide, though. Is it? So if I base your biker from the other side.
We are based right now, though, right?
Yeah. But I'm saying if my Centurion ended up here, I could hypothetically fight through the base. I believe.
Yeah, I know the Blackwing Knight are on some bigger bases normally than these standard bikes.
Because that puts me at an inch, and if I'm basing you.
Shima says, I think Maverick just needed to run his entire army into the one big black ruin.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think so.
Like
the awkward part was that they were playing frontline assault, so he only had what's the frontline assault? 6 inches up.
So we're just gonna go here
like that. So he doesn't have the entire ruin to deploy in.
Yeah.
And outside Search and Destroy, I think Search and Destroy must have been the other deployment map that they rolled.
I mean, I can.
But
get
I can't imagine a worse one
CP
for Maverick to have picked than Frontline Assault. Even Dawn of War, like I was saying at the start, I think would have been better for him.
That 6-inch.
Yep, from the chaplain. Should give me that inch we were talking about through the base. Unless you want to call it a 4-up, I can't.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm not too worried about it either way.
You roll it up.
So yeah, you can.
Okay. Nick in chat saying you have to put a unit really far out and sacrifice it.
So just with the going to be playing
because the Centurions have
engineers.
29 inches of threat, which you have to physically block with bodies. Yeah, unfortunately,
All right. So as of
I mean,
currently
Maverick
right now,
obviously made it difficult
I
for
did
Zephyr
not
to
base
screen out
Blue Squad,
effectively because he had his
but I
scout
did
squads
base
here, right? So
Asmodai,
he was able to stop these scout
Asmodai,
squads from
and
being able
the
to body
Raven
block
Wing
him. Maybe he just
Apothecary
sits
with
at
my
his
captain.
intercessor squad here.
So
Or I guess his. I liked
gonna-
the placement of his bikes, and I think Zephyr, as you've seen, has actually been pretty good at using his bikes to block
you have a
early aggression or
4
early
up on
deep strikes
Asmodai, right?
from the enemy.
4 up on Asmodai.
Maybe you just put
Why
you
not?
spread an intercessor squad
See
out
deep
like
strike?
that,
Yeah, he's in deep strike.
and
all right. So
hope for the best. Leave eliminators and the other intercessors
guy,
inside and space them
I'm
out
gonna
so that
put
the double fight
8
isn't quite
attacks
as
in the
good.
red squad.
Cool.
Samware,
8
this is
guys
top
in
of
the
one.
Asmodai, or 8 attacks. These 2 into Asmodai, and then the sergeant into the Raven Wing Apothecary.
Okay. Might as well spend a CP to give him a 5-up.
Okay.
Invuln just to see.
Okay, we'll start with the 5 into the Apothecary. Yeah, we're on my side. I'm just going to delete this shit because too much clutter. All right, these are hitting on 3s, rerolling 1s, or rerolling everything because of the chaplain. And then winning on 2s, strength 10 and toughness 5.
3 5-ups.
That is 9 damage, sir.
Dead? Yeah, very dead. I don't believe. No, they don't blow up.
So there's the apothecary gun. So that's combined
Nope.
assault
Yeah, I did.
off the table unless somehow this one
Talon
last attack
but-
biker remains.
Then these are 8 attacks into Asmodai. And then these are winning on 2s. So he's got a 4 up, right?
Yes, he does.
Necros
Like a
blocked the V
boss.
with the
Oh,
10-man
he's a
scouts.
champion.
Yeah, I guess
So
the
the
scouts could.
3 flat.
You had
Yeah,
the
3
bubble
flat.
from
And these are
the
going in.
Raptor scouts.
Red
You could
squad.
probably ring your scouts around like this, right? That's
And
probably
these
the
are
way to
winning
go.
on. You're killing on 2s.
You just have to stop the Centurions
that
from
is
getting
a
into
squad.
this brick turn one. I think if they don't get in here immediately, like it's a
Quick,
game.
these fuckers.
Or I mean, it's a fight. I think even if the Raven Guard survived the first 2 turns, I'm not sure that the Raven Guard are
So
suited
you
to
gotta-
win this matchup from the get go.
You got
Or
my
not the
relic,
Raven
which
Guard,
is
excuse
pretty
me,
crucial.
the
I was
Dark
hoping to
Angels.
Swing back and at least
Looking at the Dark Angels list, there's no counterpunch outside the Terminators, and there's no place to put the Terminators where they don't get lit up. I don't really. I think I like that the Dark Angels list is spicy, but I don't think it's particularly powerful. And so I think Maverick was up, in the matchup, had a better chance in the matchup from the get-go. I'm not sure that there's much Zephyr can do here. Going second and then also sort of allowing this to happen was both, didn't help him either.
I think I am gonna use the blue squad.
Okay. They have Thunderhammer in them?
They don't, but Asmodai gives them +1 to attack. So they'll
Or +1 attack?
Maybe we'll go with green squad. I'm trying to see how many I can fit in here. And I feel
Well,
like it's probably only
Because they're going to have to go closer
right.
here.
Half of them are gonna, yeah. So either way, it's probably only 3 of them that are gonna be able to get into this.
Captain.
Yeah, Captain Man. Oh my God. Come
I
on.
got it.
man. Yeah. And then so the others, I think, will go into this chaplain. Whoop.
Oh god. Why
Yeah.
does God
When you
hit?
pick up more than one and you push that right click, it like submerges them into a black hole of some sorts.
All right, there you go. Cool.
So
Great.
cool. Yeah. So Sergeant's got 3 base plus the chainsword for 4. Plus
Shuma, the problem with the
5.
speed bump is that the list
and
also
yeah.
has 3 tank commanders
So
and
he's
2
got 6
hoverboats.
attacks.
Yeah, the
you have
issue
10
in this
going into me?
matchup, I think, is
yeah,
that
10.
even if Zephyr
What were your litanies that you got?
doesn't attack,
just
he
start
doesn't
conversation.
engage with his Raptors at all.
Okay.
There's
Active
no
resistance,
way
so-
that, or excuse me,
Nothing-
if Maverick
nothing
doesn't
crazy.
engage with the Centurions or the aggressors at all, there's no way
this
that the
is a
Dark
to
Angels can
chaplain,
punish him,
Yeah,
right?
the
They,
force wound.
they almost don't have a
Reroll
way to
once
get a
to the
kill
talons.
on turn 1.
Yep.
They're relying so heavily on 900 points
Could
of
kill 'em.
Deathwing models
We
Actually.
could do it.
that
Give me some ones.
the rest of their list is
Three
really
ups.
toothless.
Almost does.
You gave me some
and I
ones.
think, and as you've
and
seen
then
in the past,
so
like when you're scrumming in the middle,
12
that's not such a
attacks
bad
going
plan.
into
But if you have to fight into a
Capitan.
gunline that also
Capitan.
has this big melee threat, like you need to be able to fight. If you can kill the melee threat and then move out on the table, you have a game. And if you can kill the guns and you have to deal with the melee threat somehow, you have a game. But I don't, I'm not sure Zephyr has
all
either.
hit. Rerolling them once.
I would
8
like.
saves.
8 saves.
I think I would have liked to have seen just like something deployed. But I think that's why we needed a better
Oh yeah.
deployment for
This is my life right now.
the Dark Angels.
Good
if
talk.
they are
Yeah.
able to take this corner
We were
room,
just
you
having
can
a little slap-
you can
slap
hide a
tickle.
billion dudes inside it, and then also put like 10
it's all you.
Terminators in there.
All right, so
and really
I need to
actually
highlight
have
these real
a
quick just to-
solid unit that can fight back
Legion
against
trick.
these Centurions. You know, these
Because we're about to get
these
weird.
these Deathwing Knights. I mean, they're not. I don't think they're the same level as Centurions in melee, but they do have Storm Shields. They have the opportunity
It's
to bounce
Salmon.
the Centurion charge and then fight back and actually hit them with 3 damage weapons and start killing that unit, or just wipe the aggressors out. You know, they match up very favorably against the aggressors at least.
Does he
Unfortunately,
possibly have
there's
go
no
that
way to hide them. They would have just gotten obliterated by shooting.
Actually, I think he was good.
But yeah, I'm gonna have 3 guys into the intercessors, and can I?
Curie, yeah, I agree with what you're just saying in there.
So all right, cool.
I think you
So,
have to
guys
deploy
into
the
the,
Deathwing Knights in this matchup.
Then 3 guys into green.
I wonder what his
All right, this is gonna
litany
go
on
into the scouts.
Asmodai
9
was.
attacks.
He could take a catechism. I imagine it was a catechism, actually. Or a
Reroll.
canticle of fate, excuse me. It was canticle of fate.
Then,
So you do have a little bit of a
Hitting
speed
on 4s, of
bump
course.
buff
And then
on
killing
those
on
guys,
2s.
so they're not quite as slow.
So that is 5
Or,
scouts.
like I was talking about before, and I forgot to
And
look
then we
up,
have-
try to make a teleport Homer play
12 attacks
with
into
the
green squad.
Deathwing Terminators, but I
Rolling.
don't know if that's legal.
Now you understand why I spent to reroll that. 2s to wound. Okay, hey, 4 saves.
These are -3 though, right?
Yep, so 6s.
Hey,
One at a
rolling
time.
2 ones. Yeah.
Oh, it doesn't look like Deathwing Terminators
Okay,
can
what
make
do you think?
the teleport Homer jump, so
The guy dies?
ignore me.
Did,
That would have been
oh,
cool,
you're
but
not
they can't
rerolling.
do that.
Okay, cool.
No, God no.
Looks like it's only Codex Astartes have those Homers.
I figured when you didn't go for to roll the second one, you were like thinking, but
Can I? I don't think I can. So whatever. Intercessors will activate next. No, they won't. No, they won't. Chaplain's going to advance next. Activate next. Cool. That's 4 attacks. Not hitting on 2s, rerolling, winning on 3s. So 2 saves at AP 1 on the intercessors. So 1 more dice.
is the Rosie's.
I
right?
don't
Or
think the
Rosius.
opinion that only Raven Guard Centurions are good
Lets me
is
get this guy in
particularly
here.
correct.
These green squads are living way too long.
Because we see them played in other sub-factions,
Oh, I'm
especially
so sorry.
Salamanders use them really well.
To offend you with my resiliency right here.
But
That
I think
means I
there
should
is
for the
play with
guy
other
here.
chapters to play to bring these guys that can bring Centurions. We've seen White Scar Centurions do really well in the
Jeez.
past as well.
This
And if you remove
guy
like the
here.
opportunity to do Raven Guard stuff
That-
with the Centurions,
he's
I think
within an
they
inch.
just
Alright,
move
so
to
I
White
have-
Scars or Salamanders.
Yep, all 5.
And with both of which I think I don't believe are as powerful as this.
I don't think.
It seems
the
to me like
intercessors
Centurions
were
should just
in
be exempted
12
from all of these
of anybody else
stratagems.
but these front. They probably were in 12 of the green.
They were closer than the Centurions.
Shuma, yeah, I've
Yeah.
played against them,
And the Centurions
several
could get to the
times.
Talon Master.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so wherever you want them. Then.
but I agree.
Uh,
The issue is
These
this
guys
is
I'm
the
gonna put
Raven Guard iteration of Centurions. I actually don't think Assault Centurions
all the
are that
the
powerful
basic
otherwise.
hits
I
into
think they're
green
very
squad.
strong and good. You know, they're
the Thunder
sub
Hammers
factions,
into
but
blue squad.
because they're so
know
slow,
why we
you know,
lost.
they
Did you
don't
turn
have
that
the
off?
same issue.
Did you turn off the
colors?
Yeah.
No, I've still got them on my screen.
That's weird. Lost them here. All right, cool. Well, all right.
The
So
blue
you
and
got
the green.
12 in the green, the one that I've been attacking already,
Mm-hmm.
and then I have 4 Thunderhammers going into the other squad.
Yeah, Curie, not to
Actually,
mention
no, we're
you
just gonna
can,
put the Thunderhammers
you
in
know, you
green
have
just
several
for-
ways to give them a DPR in
Get it over with. All right, blue
Salamanders
will be
as well.
Thunderhammer, red will be
We
regular.
usually have an
These are
Obsidian
hitting on
Aquila
3s
around
and
there.
4s respectively, re-rolling everything.
The Thunderhammer -1 to hit.
Yep, that's why he's hitting on 4s.
So you wouldn't reroll the 3, right? Because
Yeah.
it's
So it's
failed
the
hits.
mechanical, the litany of hate, the generic one is reroll all hits.
Is special ones different?
Well, no, it's just they updated it with the new codex. It's reroll all
Oh,
hits.
really? Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right.
Oh yeah, just reroll hit rolls.
And then these are 4s and 2s. So these die. So these 3 are on 6s, and then you have armor saves.
These are just 3-ups.
Yeah.
Ooh. Cool. So 6s. So
Kill
that
2.
kills that guy. Yep, and another one. These were going into different squads, weren't they?
No, it was just all in the green. Just all in the
Okay.
green.
So who's this guy? And this guy.
But I am basing blue with the sergeant.
Cool.
My captain will activate next, and he'll go into Asmodai. Hitting on 3s, rerolling. Winning on 2s. So 4 armor interval saves.
4-ups. Now he's way dead. Good God.
Talonmaster got just a power sword.
Yep.
5
just power
attacks.
sword. Yep. Yeah, 4 base.
Sim. All right, sir. Then I have scouts over here on your scouts.
Yes.
I've got 12 attacks. They hit on 3s, winning on 4s.
Chat, let's have a
50-50.
who wants to let's get a
And you have a 50
show match going on here
One die.
between this Raven Guard / Imperium list and
I don't know why I flip them.
and
Alright.
Cryogen's
And
Triple Lord of
my
Skulls.
consolidate on
We'll
my
have the
base.
2 menaces of the T5S2 series fight each other and see who wins.
So yeah,
Who
I
do you
get
think
to
would win in that
swing
matchup?
back.
Do you think it goes to this
Fight
Imperium
back.
gunline
So I'll just do these scouts really quick.
Alpha Strike, or do you
Yep.
think it goes to those big Lord of Skulls
2 normally,
boys?
yeah. So 3.
I forgot to consolidate with. Do you mind if I consolidate with the aggressors?
Yeah, go for it.
I do think Sen should probably lose the infantry keyword, chat.
So I think I've just got 4. guys here, right?
Walking through it,
So
ruins,
4 from
in
the
this case
sergeant,
didn't
and
matter,
then
but
2 from
also
everyone else.
It should be
not being able to get
10,
cover
right?
as easily is a huge deal,
Yes.
because getting to the 1+ save is one of the things that
Gonna
keeps them
slap.
alive so long.
4s to not die. Lost 2. Guy and
5 attacks into La Capitan. All hit.
Yep.
Just 2. Actually, sorry, reroll that 1 for myself.
Yep. Go ahead.
So
Can't
3.
die at least. We're good.
We do have blue squad. So
Do.
we're 1.4 now. Go this way. Just double check that I'm closer.
Should be.
Cool. So we'll try and
Mark the captain.
Yeah, I think we're also gonna go this way. 3.
This guy's
I
gonna
also
have
think
to
the
hang
Lord of
close to
Skulls
the
list has the shooting that
archers.
it doesn't need to. It
We're just
doesn't need
trying to
to
get
sort
within
of
an inch of
fall
us,
into the Alpha Strike turn 1, right? Because there's 60
Turn
infantry
of the,
models in that list.
chaplain.
Yeah, that chaplain over there. See
That
if we
they
can
can just
finish
use
him
to
off
body block
with
the
a few
Alpha.
slaps.
And if they get a good deployment zone, they just keep the Lord of Skulls back and they can trade shots with the tanks. They don't need to engage.
So
Plus,
yeah,
not to
3
mention that as
into
soon as the Centurions or
Captain, 2
anything
into the
commit,
chaplain.
they probably kill
So
one
we've
Lord
got
of
our
Skulls and then
sergeant
they all
there.
immediately die to the
Forward.
next one to hit them.
3 more.
Transhuman
So
might keep
into
them
la
alive, but
chaplain.
it depends on how many CP Maverick has.
All
Sometimes
hit.
he burns through it really quickly.
Saves.
Yep, 5.
Yeah, I'm not sure why we see such a glut of Raven Guard going first on
Good.
this channel.
Ugh.
It's like a plague.
Gross.
It's like if you're playing Raven Guard,
So
you,
we've
you
got
have like a 75% chance to go
3,
first
6,
if you
9.
play on Tactical Tortoise. I don't know why. We've seen it almost every Raven Guard matchup has they've gone first.
Huh.
Ugh, that roll.
Bad. I wanted you to actually kill him.
Nah. I think that's everything.
I will fight again with the captain. Everything in the town master.
Yeah.
3 is rerolling. 3s again, right? You top the 6.
Yep.
I also want a command point to reroll a 1.
Cool.
So 3 saves on a 6 up.
Gotta make 1. Nope. Does
Yeah,
he
I
blow up?
played a practice game with
That'd be quick game.
CBR Anime
Did you want to
84.
fight from death?
Yeah, I might as well spend 2 CP. I don't have very much left to do it with.
Where he went second, and it was
It's probably not.
it was not particularly close
because it's all 1 damage anyways.
for him. You can find that game. I think it's in the battle reports playlist if you go to
You
the
don't.
if you go to the
Might
channel,
as well use
the
them
main
while I
channel.
got 'em, right?
4 is reroll 1.
But yeah, I mean, just everything gets screened out,
you not
and
kill
he
him?
eventually loses.
I can't. I
Hurry up.
can't kill anything on your turn.
All right.
So I think that was a
does he
Talon
blow
Master
up?
going down.
He does.
He explodes.
He's
Just a little,
So I take-
so
a
oddly
little
enough,
bit of
you-
a.
I took 2 because I took it on my invul. No, I didn't. I took it
You've
on
only
invul.
taken 1 from him, I believe.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Little bit of spite there
So
from that guy.
D3 onto the captain, just 1.
Okay. Centurions.
It is D3 within 3, right? Just a mortal wound within 3 inches. So
Oh, cool.
The God
So
King
your
did
blue squad?
actually kill
yeah, blue squad's
300
gonna
points
take
of
a
characters
wound.
in a single psychic phase in that game. He actually did mad work.
Centurions take 1.
That's like one matchup where I'm okay with the God King.
believe that's-
Although I think a third
oh,
action
God,
green would have
these
been better
intercessors
still.
too.
But he was okay. He just tanks. He tanks the Assault Centurion so well. He just
And my
like
eliminator.
smites punch through 2+ armor saves. It's just okay to have. And I don't care if he dies, so he sits on the middle objective and it's like whatever,
Really?
wrap him or
He's
something. I don't give a shit.
All right, I have 6 models left. 7. Oh, Raven Guard.
way more
Technically,
than
owe me
7.
leadership on green.
That I do. So 4 plus 6 reroll it. 4 plus 4 is good. And
Yeah,
leadership
it
on
is.
these scouts
It
over
is
there,
fun
too?
that
No,
the
they
guy
can fail.
blew
Okay.
up.
I
Just
Yeah,
got
like,
feeling
again, actually.
F you guys.
No, because you're lead 8 on the sergeant.
Oh yeah. Right. I was too. leadership.
So I think
Oh,
this
yeah.
game,
So at
unfortunately,
the end of my turn, I get bonus.
might be over.
I don't even think the Deathwing are gonna make it here today.
We might. I mean, it's just to
I
score
think
points.
I
You
got
probably fall
3
back
headhunter
here.
there.
You can get 2 guys in the objective,
Yes.
unless they're
3.
tri-pointed, but we're
Yep.
not. To score 1 point, and then you try to maybe get
just
a lucky
about max
mortis
Reaper.
round.
Yep.
But
If
I don't
not
think you can
already
stay in
have.
melee here. You just have to run away and
Oof.
hope that the interventions don't get you, and then you lose next turn. I think.
Well, that's the turn, right?
Yeah. On to you, big guy.
How do you feel about that first turn there? You feel like it went okay?
I think so.
Yeah. Me too. I guess we fall back. I don't know. All this is pretty pointless now. I see, like I was saying, I don't want to go first against your list, but Raven Guard's so crazy right now that you kind of just have to take it away from them. And then putting eliminators there was just a bad idea, I guess. Gave you too many free shots at him, but
If you hadn't, you would have had to put him like over here or something.
right, or like crammed him back here and just lose the squad on the side, maybe.
Yeah.
Because these guys, these tank commanders are just gonna blow them up anyways from across the board. And I guess I could have not gone pointy, but I'm not sure that it really gave you that much.
Yeah, because on one hand, it makes it a little harder to do all this.
Right, but you do get to start your intercessors like right up at that point.
Yeah, and
I was
get
thinking
to,
it would let me put my screeners, like my scouts, up a little bit farther forward.
but I can also, that also would have meant that these tanks would have been like here.
Right.
All right. Well, that
So
happened.
yeah, there's a.
Shuma, are you talking about the disintegrators? I think disintegrators are pretty fair, to be honest.
There's a small chance that with this list I could win this game, but I don't think it's going second ever.
Fair.
This boyo. Man, what do we even do here? Do we just like try and kill your captain just for the sake of it?
You wouldn't do it. Mortis, really? Mortis rounds? Okay, all right.
Why is there so much hate in the chat for this
It's,
Scorpius disintegrator? What are you guys?
It's a non-win situation right
What are you
here,
guys on
gentlemen.
about? Scorpius disintegrators are fun. They're fun little boats. They say can't read this on their smokestack. That's fun.
Think.
And they have little fun propellers.
All your characters are way, way back.
They also have a little life preserver.
You got 42 to this guy. Yeah, but it's only gonna be with my crappy shell.
Now Shuma coming in with the Shakespeare quotes. Get out of here, dude. Whoa. That is too highfalutin for this chat, sir.
So many important decisions right here to make. I do think we'll fall back. At least with blue squad. Maybe we'll go further around this guy.
They only shoot 36 inches. 140 points is way too much for this thing. Get out of here. They are not that good.
Fall him back to like right here. Protect this eliminator who's now been promoted to captain.
I will say this is probably the
Yeah,
disintegrator is like the one instance where GW did not
I don't know much
massively
I can do, but I'm gonna
overcost the
shoot
36 inch range.
Mortis round into this captain. See if we can do something. There's a 5 that hits. I wish I could have given myself +1 to wound. There's a wound.
So you have D3 damage if I fail.
I do. There's
So
potential for a kill here.
Your AP 2,
AP
so
-2.
I
Yeah, 3.
be going
Go
in.
get him, little eliminator.
Yeah.
No!
There he is. Look at him.
Rude.
He's done this before.
Rude.
And then I guess I'll just put
Alright, we're
this
about to take
Raven Wing
intervention
attack
into a
bike
double
into
fight.
these
Just
aggressors.
kill all you guys,
That's about all I can do.
so we don't have to think about it.
We'll get on with this turn. So twin bolt guns, all hit. All root.
Oh shit.
The 4 units in my army are trying their hardest. Yeah.
It's a spicy,
And then a heavy bolter.
spicy little attack bike here.
3s, just 1.
Where are they going? I'm sorry, apologies.
Same place. Yeah.
Wait, who?
The same attack, but he's got a heavy bolter on him too.
Heavy bolter. Goddamn,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, so
Just 1 at mine.
I mean,
2.
indirect fire,
4 or 5 up.
Yeah,
like moving indirect fire forward,
Yeah, that's right.
usually
We
means that it
almost killed him
dies,
directly.
right? Like saying that it has a move of 12 and can shoot 36 means it
I
shoots
meant to
48
stay at a
isn't
3 of this guy,
entirely
too,
accurate.
just to stop heroics, but
Like
You can absolutely.
there we go. Look at
I think
him.
these things only usually survive because
yeah, I think
Admech can
that's
put
my
so much armor
very
on the table.
sad
Like, you
first
can't kill
turn,
them all in one
and,
go. But that
this
doesn't
is
mean
where
that
I hope
they're
to make every
they
save
do like a
in the game.
billion damage if you let them.
All right. Right?
We should be out of 3 vol characters. I
Perfect.
can't charge with anything. Everything fell back. So yeah, just a lot of points for you. Turn 1.
Yeah,
I can't
Go
believe that there's
more
people in chat
Hellborn.
looking at this game right now and going,
You
"Oh
get
yeah,
flip one.
the problem with this list
I
are
do.
these Scorpius disintegrators."
I got my point. You can't
What are you
take it
guys
from me.
smoking?
So
You know what's really broken part of the meta right now? It's these 2 little red hovercraft.
Shoot me.
It's not
Gotta get
it's
there.
not these like 10 heavy infantry that have moved 30 inches
So that is line of sight on
and
your
killed
bike,
like an
right?
entire army worth of
Yeah,
bottles.
that looks like it. Oh yeah. Yep, looks like it to me.
Good talk.
He tried his sneakiest.
Scorpius tanks are the only
That's in
problem
range,
in 8th
right, of
edition.
Is it 30?
Yeah, of the blue.
Yeah, get rid of
Yeah,
this plague
sure.
on the meta.
Well, we're just gonna
I lost
I'm-
to 3
yep,
Scorpius
that looks
disintegrators
fine.
yesterday, so I'm all on the
It's weird
train
when
of
it
getting
locks
them
on things,
banned.
it like doesn't always lock on the actual base. But
It must
yeah,
have been that my
28.9.
opponent had brought Scorpius
29.9.
disintegrators and Honored Doom
Good talk.
crawlers. That's why I lost. It wasn't
Eliminator.
because I made
Pretty sure these
terrible
aggressors
mistakes.
alone could probably just stand there and kill everything.
Yeah, they're just gonna not move. The captain, because this guy is an asshole, is not gonna do anything.
You throw a crack grenade at me.
Not yet. I'm gonna get there.
I could
The
see
aggressors are gonna-
disintegrators
sorry, the
bumping up,
Demolisher
but I don't think that they're
is gonna put
I don't think that they're significantly
here.
undercosted.
and his demolisher cannon here.
Cool.
R.I.P.
it.
Dark Angels.
Heavy bolter
About to
into
get
green, too.
demolished.
All right, blue will be demolisher, red will be plasma. So green gets plasma. I will reroll a 1. Demolisher 5/7 into blue squad, and then 5 into green squad.
I want to get
Threes, reroll
Sam
ones.
and Shuma just in a chat room together, and like I
should've
feel like if
actually
it's a
moved
perpetual
shit.
motion engine,
I think
except it
about
just generates
You know
like
what? It's cool. We're good.
perpetual salinity.
I don't think you need to.
If you guys just bounce off of each other
Winning
for
on
ages.
2s, respectively. Okay, so you have 4 saves on green on a 6-up.
Ooh, just move these dice over here.
Then that many on.
Oh, I made 3 of those 6-ups.
Just enough though.
Yeah, they did 2 damage each. And then what are these minus?
-3, so 6s again.
And that was on blue squad.
Yeah,
So
I got to roll them one at a time. They're technically d6.
right. And you were overcharging that plasma.
Yes, yes,
So you
gotcha.
got- yeah.
So 2 on the first one. 2 on the next one. 3 on the next one. 4 on the next. So it's 4.
Don't all humans weep
Everyone
sodium?
but the Sarge.
Isn't that like how tiers work?
We're gonna put a las cannon and battle cannon into that guy.
Yep.
Okay. Looks like
Number
7
of
models
shots real
left
quick.
for the
Blue
Dark
for
Angels
battle
here.
cannon.
They'll be fine.
Oh, go with that. Hitting on 3s. rolling
Luke, a buddy of mine once actually brought a container of Morton salt to a game.
These are 3s and 2. Red will be 2. Good talk.
So
Oh, sorry.
That's-
This 8.
-3, right?
Good.
So this is -3, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. So he did. Or is it D6? Yeah. Oh.
And then you have
A
8
million.
more, 6 more saves. These are AP2.
Okay. So that'll do it.
Good talk. Good talk.
You know, I might have dodged these aggressors.
You did. You did. The intercessors are going to fire into these guys in the blue squad.
Cool.
It's going to be, looks like just the one guy because I forgot to bring him in. Awesome. Good talk. Winning on 4. Get back in the stupid. Nothing. All right. So the flamers are going to go into here, and bolters are going to go into there from the Saturnians.
I think realistically, they just need to not be able to be affected by the
So 10d6
by the Raven Guard stratagems. I think you fix this whole problem.
Be. Oh my god. I hate doing that. Actually, ironically, that works. And then these guys need to go 3. All right, so these are wounding on 4s. All right, that many 3-ups.
Little aggressor and I got her eliminator.
And then I have
5 times 4.
60 total coming in. These are wounding, hitting on 3s to the intercessor. Damn it. And then wounding on 4s. That many 3-ups.
You can do it. He's dead.
Congratulations, sir. Good game. Yeah.
I have scouts here. Thank you very much. But yeah, that's a good game, man.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say.
You got Belarus. You got
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
you
I
have
don't think
aggressors
it's
too. Yeah.
scouts.
So I didn't
Survive
quite
this
dodge the
turn.
aggressors. You
think
shoot
only
the
one-
Yikes!
One
3.
guy's 4 are out.
Oh, right, because they get extra 3 inches.
Yeah. Yeah, so 4 go in. They didn't move though, so it's 8
I guess we're gonna
I
roll out
completely forgot about
the
the scouts.
shot on these
Yeah,
guys.
That's
They're sneaky like that. In my brain, I thought about putting the Deathwing on the board, but then I was thinking I'm just never gonna get to your tanks if that's the case.
yeah, I'd be
But-
Tremor Shell on them at the very least. And then I have 72
Yeah.
more shots. No rerolls. And then winning on 4s.
Trevor might get a world's fastest stream award for this one.
Go to Guinness Book of World
Yeah,
Records.
there you go. GG's, man.
There you go.
Good game, brother. Sorry
Yeah.
it went sideways like that.
Yeah, sorry it couldn't be more of a battle. But this is the game we play. And good old Raven Guard going first.
Yeah, there's a little known. I guess it's a feature on TTS where if you play Raven Guard on TTS, you have like an 85 or 90% chance of going first. So it's actually really useful.
Is that a rule that I need?
I mean,
What page
apparently.
is that on? Which book?
I think it's just in the TTS dice roller. Yeah, if you
Oh.
have Raven Guard models in your list and you drop a die into the dice roller, it's
So
just better than your opponent's.
It's in this little cardboard box here. Is what
Yeah.
you're saying.
Yeah, it's crazy. We've had, I mean, anything with with Raptors in it has gone first, like I think 100%
Oh,
on
right, 'cause
stream
these
so
are
far.
Raptors.
Jesus, I'm sorry. Cool. That's
So,
No, man. I mean,
out of curiosity, what was the other deployment zone that you rolled up, Zephyr?
Dawn of War.
Dawn of War.
I don't know more. So
So
we were talking about it in chat. Do you think it would have been better to just either deploy on the linear ruin on your right hand side, or just forgo objective 2 entirely and to just put everything in the L on the left hand side and just be like, don't punch me?
yeah, I mean,
if you pick Donabor, you can't do it on frontline, obviously, but
yeah, these L's aren't like, I don't know, they're just not super wide, long
Right.
ways. So you can only really hide like, and like he was saying, if I did go flat, his tanks would have just been like 5 inches closer, anyways,
mm-hmm.
at that point, instead of tucked back a little bit. I think I should have just kept the Deathwing on the board and just tried to slop through it because there's really no way of stopping this
Yeah,
freight
at
train
least the
coming at you.
knights, I think, right? Because
Yeah,
at least the
yeah.
knights match up pretty well
Leave the knights
with the raptor
and
stuff.
the characters, and then maybe drop these guys in
Yeah.
and shoot with them, and then maybe try and power fist a tank down.
Yep.
Probably.
Yeah, it
But yeah,
also might have made sense just to stop the forward movement to just stick like an intercessor unit outside of the building, right at the edge of the line, because then they sort of have to
right.
hit that thing and they can't get deeper into the characters and stuff.
Or at least like do the stay an inch away
Yeah,
from,
be an inch off
the
wall
wall,
for sure.
which I was cramming so much stuff inside this tiny little ruin that's
Yeah.
not even normally here, honestly, in normal ITC. I normally have like a forest here, and you're kind of just out there.
Yeah.
So I don't
Yeah,
know.
Nova deployment doesn't have those ruins, but I'm glad that they're there. They make the game more
They
interesting.
help. Yeah, I mean, it's nice when you got like gene stealers trying to hop around and they've got
Yeah.
like an extra little thing to hop into.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I think just going second against this list, I like can't. It's all
Yes.
out of your hands.
It's an uphill
you know?
battle. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And if you can get rid of this, then you've got to look at this other, 40% of the list that's tank commanders and Belarus's. And
Right. And that's the
so
smart
in my
that's
head,
the smart part about the list, right? It's not like just skewing into the heavy infantry. You also have,
right.
your device diversified a little bit, I guess.
For sure, you've got a lot of out of line of sight stuff, and like when my only out of line of sight stuff is like a few eliminators. There's not much.
Right.
It's not much.
Yeah.
Not much bounce back you get off of that when they're all gone.
Ironically, after Engine Wars, before this, before the 9th goes live, I'll be able to group together my tanks a little more, and I'll be able to fall back and shoot with all of them if you tag them.
Mm-hmm. So yeah,
Because
and me and a bunch of friends are talking about how ninth edition might kind of tax these types of soup lists a little bit more.
Oh no, God, this list will be dead come 9th edition. Like I
But
can't.
yeah. Well, so like if they keep GSC the way it is too, they'll be dead too, because you can only bring like one character in each detachment, and if you got to pay CP to bring more detachments,
Yeah.
you're like, what? Pure GSC or nothing, and you start with 4 command points. So have fun.
Yeah, it'll be a totally new meta game entirely, right? I think a lot of factions will have to that have been used to playing multiple sub factions will have to deal with playing single sub faction. And you kind of have to relearn how to build lists, and that's assuming that the sub faction rules even stay the same. There's
Right.
there's no telling that they might just totally reverse it.
Yeah, it's
entirely.
all ridiculous speculation because of the vague
Right.
nonsense that GW gives us.
Yeah,
So I
The great-
lost 2 scouts.
you did.
Yeah, I almost killed some characters.
Yes.
Almost killed some characters.
That
That
was
would have been
a-
a good moral win.
Yeah,
Do you like the warlord trait though? I think that was a smart choice on my part. I say not to Overwatch.
Yeah. I'm used to seeing that and the other one because it don't Raven Guard have the 2 warlord traits on one guy strat.
Well, that's what's on the chaplain.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
That's what lets me redeploy and then advance and charge.
Right. And advance and charge. Yeah. So you're rocking all the.
that was wrong. Yeah, Maverick, you spent 14 CP.
In total, yeah.
Yeah.
With like relics and all that jazz.
Yeah, so Shuma, it's 14 CP. It seems like the average. it's about what you spend on turn 1 if you're going first.
Right.
Yeah.
You're spending like 7 before the game starts.
Yeah.
But yeah, I kind of felt this game was gonna go this way. I kind of been sliding by with this Dark Angels list. I got John Damaris, and I think I got lucky, killing a few crucial characters early.
Mm.
And then, that Necrons game, I probably shouldn't have won that either, honestly.
Yeah, that was a
But-
tight finish in that Necrons game.
Sure.
That
sure.
That little rim.
Never take away your never take away from your victories. Learn from your losses, but take your victories.
Yeah. So yeah, this game didn't happen then, right? I won this round. Pod 6 or 8. Yeah, I am the champion.
Yeah, moral victor. Yeah.
The Heretic Astartes wins again.
Yeah, so right now,
Congratulations.
the two scourges of the meta, it seems right now, at least in this series, have been some flavor of Raptors, like this, either souped in or all solo, and the
Right.
triple Lord of Skulls. So
Yeah.
Maverick,
I
how's your matchup against the triple Lord of Skulls?
do I go first?
We'll say
Always.
no.
No, no, always.
If I go first, I have a decent chance.
Oh yeah,
The
wow,
problem,
what an
I,
insight.
I, well, no, so it
I'm
all
just kidding.
depends. Like Phil's smart enough, so he will null deploy his Lord of Skulls
For
to
sure.
keep me out
He
of
also has
range. And
60 infantry just to put in front
right,
of you.
right. Going second is really tough for me, but I can hide moderately well on these maps if I can get the long deployment
Yeah.
to put my stuff behind these L's. Um, it's just really tough.
Do you deep strike at that point?
Yeah, I have to.
Yeah.
And then try to push out. Like the ideal is turn 2, turn 3. I will peek out my tanks and then try to rip through any kind of screens going into his Lord of Skulls, and move out like that. Between the Belarus energy cannons and the Thunderfire cannons, at that point I'm leaning a little bit on the Thunderfire, so I'm probably spending 2 for a double tap, like turn 2, to try and clear out screens.
Yeah.
That way, if I can get in melee, I can generally get 1 or 2 Lord of Skulls. But the problem is I have to charge 1, because we've seen games where Phil has a multi-charge, and he's like, "Well, I'm going to interrupt and kill your aggressors."
Yep.
So I've actually,
just kill an
I
entire
might,
unit. Goodbye.
I might actually probably like bring in the Centurions turn 1 or turn 2 and charge into 1, aggressors turn 3, charge in, like that kind of thing, and stagger it.
Yeah.
That said, with the proper Psyker backing of the +1 save, -1 on the Demolisher, and the tank case for -1 damage taken, I can actually outtrade
Tanks
one.
pretty well.
Yeah, I can actually. Well, I mean, I can outtrade him because his Gatling cannon is 1 damage now, and I'm saving on a 3-up, or if I'm in cover, and his Ichor cannon's winning me on 5, and at best is doing 1 damage,
Right.
or 2 damage. So if I'm healing for 2d3 a turn for a command point, and Vengeance of Lost Cadia, I can make that trade.
Great.
There's, I was gonna say, a lot of people are not sleeping. Like if you ask pure guard players, they'll not stop talking about it. But there's a lot of utility in the tank aces that you can flex to, like, hey, this is now AP4, so my Demolisher and Plasma is AP4 because I've increased AP. So like you just don't get saves on 3-ups.
Yeah, tank aces are strong.
Yeah.
I wish our adaptive physiologies were as
so. Being honest, like once 9th edition hits, I'm probably gonna have to put this on, like, the concept on the table or on the shelf, like this murder death ball rolling in turn 1. But the traditional interpretation of the Raptors component, deep striking in and that kind of thing, I think we'll still see play. I'm probably going to run guard with that, try that for a little bit. I still have like 2,500 points of a pure Raptors list that I just at home on waiting to be played. So before I shifted into this, I was running the 16 Centurion list, and I'm like, I want to have fun, and that means that other people don't get to have fun sometimes. And I apologize.
No, I mean, this is when you get to tell the guy at the tournament, like, I'll go buy you a beer right now, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
I think my only other option would have been to just kind of disperse my army entirely across like 3 different ruins and just like not play the game for 2 turns until the Deathwing can come in.
Yeah.
But then it's just like, I mean, it's gonna get picked apart sooner or later.
Yeah. I'll be honest. It's the difference between, again, Nick Rose, if he's still in the chat room, is probably still taunting to this day, but generally speaking, I
think he fell asleep.
Wasn't that couldn't last that long? Okay, gotcha. I have a lot of tempo with this deck, so I can, if you put your stuff over here, like you hid stuff over here, it'd be harder for me to get over there. But that's why I was kind of like pushing over with the tank commanders.
Right. Yeah.
and like here's a secret piece of secret sauce. So my Demolisher has a 30-inch range, right? Because plus 6 inches. Guess what his actual threat range is?
The board.
46 inches.
Yeah.
Potentially, because I can advance and charge, and then for 1 command point, still double tap.
Right.
I don't get to fire my sponsons, but I
Right,
get
but
to
if you
fire.
need to tuck even further around here to just see shit right there, it's not out of this world to do it.
Nope. And for that same stratagem, I can go up to 10-inch movement and still fire my sponsons and double tap.
Right.
And if you're a vehicle for 2d6, I can max my shots. Say Lord of Skulls.
Yeah, I really like these Scorpius disintegrators, and I've got a bunch of friends that play AdMech right now and are stoked about the new flyers and stuff, and I feel like they're going to have a pretty good footprint on the new edition once it comes out.
Yeah. So the only downside of the Scorpius is they're criminally undercaught. Like if you want a full disclosure, if we're stripping away the curtain and the pleasantries, my list is an abomination built on exploiting really bad inefficiencies. Like Scorpiuses probably should be like 140 instead of 111. My tank commanders are pretty. They're probably comparatively
Yeah.
priced, but like the Centurions are 52 points a model. They should be closer to like 70. The aggressors are probably okay, but
Right, but
with
the only
all
reason you're bringing aggressors is because you
they
can't
can't
really
bring some
use
surgeons.
2 units. Yeah, exactly.
And here's the fun part of the list is that everyone bitches and say it's like, the Centurions you can advance them and shoot them. I don't normally get to shoot my bolters.
Right. You just run in flaming and then punch things.
Pretty much.
Yeah, which works clearly.
Yeah. Well, thanks for the game, man. I
Yeah, man,
do
thank you.
I know
Congrats.
you're the only thing I can think of, and it's a shout out to Curie. I don't know if he's watching or anything, but he
Yeah, he was
ran
in the chat
two.
earlier, so
He was
yeah.
he was running 2 Talon Masters with Sam Mayo,
Yeah.
and I don't know, and he was running the block of the Deathwing Knights. I think
Right.
that potentially opens up a little more. Like not that you would want to run that or anything, but if anybody's watching, wanting to run Dark Angels, I think that offers a little bit of a stronger core.
Oh, definitely. I sank a lot of points into the Deathwing just in general for funsies, really.
Yeah.
Trying to, not once in these 4 rounds did I get to do a gimmick that you actually talked about on the stream, Chevy, where you drop in the Terminators, shoot a screen out of the way, then drop in the Knights in front of them, and just kind of go to town. They
Oh yeah.
always had to be used for like utility, but that's the dream if it can happen.
Yeah.
Kill like all the guardsmen, and then Knights come in, kill the tanks, and hooray! But yeah, I mean, the litany though for the Dark Angels like can do a lot of work, especially if you just got rep bolters everywhere and.
Oh yeah. No, these are scary as hell, dude. Like no bullshit. Like I've had close games with these because they just
Knights are dirty right now.
Even the Terminators, man. I think Terminators, if they don't get a disproportionate price hike, if they basically get like the 2-point increase from like Intercessors just got or the 3-point or whatever they are,
Right.
I think Terminators are poised to be a decent add-on.
Yeah,
if
just
all
that 2 armor in general is nice.
I'm pretty geeked for the Salamander stuff because the 2. I mean, I know I don't know if you know Damien Owen. I've gotten to meet him, play with him, and know him a little bit. But he was running a Salamander's Terminator blob that was protecting Cataphren breachers with the self-sacrifice and everything. And 2 up armor, 3 up invulnerable, ignoring AP1. Just like,
Yeah.
please no.
Right.
But that was yeah. So I like your list of
It's not. It's dead now. No one can like it anymore, thanks to you.
Yeah.
No, but thank you. It's definitely like it's got a competitive edge to it, and if you play perfect, you can win some games. But there's a lot of lists out there that you don't have to play perfect, and it just makes it a little bit easier on your brain.
What is that supposed to mean? Oi,
I
okay.
I don't mean anything about you. I'm just saying.
Yolo
No, 'cause,
punchy boys.
I played Forces of the Hive Mind all last year, and like
Yeah.
by the end of the tournament season, my brain was like fried because I'd been making 20 more decisions throughout the game than every person that I played.
Do
And
you
so
want to
it's
know
like
what I played last season? Take a
this
guess. No.
Raven
I
Guard,
mean, towards the end when they came out, but like for the year and a half before that,
uh, Chaos.
knights and admech
Oh,
or guard artillery.
yeah, nice.
I punch things and shoot
You're
things.
right. There's three big decisions I gotta make. What's this one do? What's this one do? And what's that one do?
This guy gets it. No, actually, that was actually part of the reason why I did it, is because
Yeah,
I
no, I
knew
mean
that
there's
I was learning as a player. I've only been playing for just over 2 years at this point, so I was trying.
yeah, I started towards the end of seventh.
Nice.
But yeah,
Actually, the
there's
Castellan
definitely
was the first model I
to
bought.
keeping it easy on yourself, you know,
Yeah,
like because it leaves you less room for error.
yeah, for
Like
sure.
whether you should, give this death ball a just entire army to come eat, or should you do other stuff? But
Yeah.
yeah, man, all in all, fun game. Fun way to die.
Okay. If you're old enough to drink in near DC at any point in the next like 8 months, hit me
Uh,
up.
I'll let you know. Maybe if Nova happens.
Yes.
I'm down in North Carolina and on the
Oh,
beach.
jeez. Okay,
Yeah.
so do you ever hit Beat Slab or any of them down there?
Who's that?
The Stephen Four's group,
Yeah,
like
the Battle Brothers guys.
yeah.
Yeah, so I'm on the East Coast, like in the Outer Banks, like all the way on the East Coast.
Oh, okay.
But we've got like a gaming group, Coast War Gaming up at Virginia Beach that me and a couple of my buddies are pretty good friends
Okay.
with, and
I'm just out south of DC, so
yeah,
like
I'm from
I
Winchester, Virginia, actually.
oh
Normally,
jeez. Okay, really
so
nice.
yeah, right around the
We
corner.
know all the same people.
Yeah, everyone. We're probably family.
Well, no, actually, like the other Dan is from I forgot where. You're just south of
I'm in Richmond.
Richmond. Just
Oh, nice. Yeah, we go up to a Warp Charge gaming all the time, or Battlegrounds.
yes, we both of us were at the major last.
Oh, well, I was too.
Good lord, who are you playing as? Wait,
So I was running some flyers. I had the green Iron Hands that are technically Dark Angels, but
Did you have the two Leviathan?
yeah, yep, with the Leviathan and some flyers.
Oh,
okay.
Maybe we played.
It's possible.
Just playing Imperial Fists.
I don't think so. I played a Mike Sanchez that was playing.
All right, everybody. So I guess while we learn that it's a small world, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up the stream. Thanks everybody for tuning in. It was a pretty quick game, pretty lethal. We'd like to see Raven Guard not go first one of these days, but unfortunately, that is how things shake up sometimes. And you just kind of grin and bear it. Sounded like rhcpzephyr had some bad options for deployment. I think I would have liked to see Dawn of War better than Frontline Assault. So. That might have given him a little bit of help. And like we talked about, if he had just deployed his Deathwing Knights, I think that helps a lot as well. But overall, I do believe that it is a hard matchup for this particular Dark Angels list. I don't know if they have the beef without their Terminators on the board to actually fight through all this stuff. They're basically relying on the Terminators to do all their work for them, and unfortunately, that's not always the right call. That is gonna be it for me tonight, everyone. So, have a good one. Thanks everybody for watching. I don't know when the next stream is gonna be. I know I will be streaming. I talked about this on AOWPI, but John Damaris and I will be streaming on AOWPI every day this coming week. So, Monday through Friday, we're going to be on around 7 p.m. Eastern Standard every single day, so that will be fun. You can come join us there at twitch.tv/AOWPI, and I know I have a couple games lined up that'll be good, and I'll be playing my as many of my Pod 18 games with my Death Watch as I can on there as well. So that's going to be it. Have a good one, everyone. Thanks for watching, and keep it classy, folks.